Blessings. This is Lisa Marie Goodson of the Blackberry Beauty Transformative Academy, Ancient African Wisdom and Healing for the Modern Sister. Welcome to the third week of the What's for Dinner. And so, I'm really specific. First of all, this is the summer 6-week training course. And I say summer, I'm emphasizing summer because I'm realizing, of course, I'm specifying ingredients or rather recipes that we would eat in the summertime. Of course, that makes sense because anytime I come to you, it's going to be locally, it's going to be fruits and vegetables that's in season, that is locally grown as much as possible, that is quick and easy, and of course it's raw, so the best time to do raw is in the summertime. It is so, like now that I live in North Carolina, my husband and I, and by the way, today we are celebrating our 6 months here, our 6-month anniversary moving here. So December 1st, 6 months ago today, which today is June 1st, we moved here. And one thing that I think I forgot was how beautifully hot the summers are, how humid the summers are. I could go without eating a cooked meal so easily. Sometimes I don't eat a lot at all because you're out doing things and you're mostly hydrating yourself and drinking water. But there's ways to keep yourself hydrated and feeling satiated is the word, without eating cooked food. And so one of the ways is salad. So today we're going to learn 3 different salads. They're some of my favorite salads that I make. You can change or switch up any of the ingredients because what's local in your area may be different from what's local in mine. You may have, maybe you don't have a preference for red onions, you might want yellow onions, or you might like scallions, or you don't do tomatoes, or so you definitely can play with all of these recipes. They are just a base. And so, but my favorite one of all is we're going to start with, is the first one. It's the kale couscous salad. I'm going to say it's loosely based on a recipe by Queen Afua. It was in her book. I saw it in the book Sacred Woman. I realized it was in her book Heal Thyself as well, but I know it was in the book 7 Kitchens of Consciousness, and I think that's where I really got it from. And so I don't even remember everything she put in, which I probably was a little different than mine, but I remember some of the base ingredients, and it was couscous. Let me tell you about couscous. So this is couscous. Couscous is a grain. It is a grain that does not need to be cooked. Now, yes, do people cook couscous? Yes, I think traditionally Middle Easterns do cook the couscous, but according to Queen Afua, and she's right, this does not need to be cooked, it just needs to be soaked. And let me show you what I did. So this is couscous, easy to find, inexpensive. You can get whole wheat couscous and always organic. If you have a serious gluten allergies, you might not want couscous unless they have a wheat-free couscous. I don't know, I haven't really seen it specified that way. I say use it less. When I first made this recipe, many of you might remember I made this recipe years ago on YouTube, and then I took it down because I said, oh, it has a lot of gluten in it, yada yada. And I said, and I noticed I was getting bloated. I find now the key is to use very little and make it like a little, almost like a sprinkle of it. And you'll see what I mean when I say it. It is heavenly, delicious, and filling. So if you're one of those people that say, I want to do salads, but salads don't get me full, you can actually do this salad, you'll be full. Another thing about salads in the summertime is if you put the right ingredients in them, you can eat them all day. Like sometimes I will eat a whole salad to myself throughout the day. It's easy to do. I love it. I think my so-called diet in the summertime consists of water, smoothie, a chia, and I'm going to add a chia. My husband and I did a recipe for the chia cereal. A chia cereal maybe during the morning. I have a couple of smoothies, and I do salad for the rest of the day. I might do some raw cookies or snacks. And remember, we did some desserts last week, so you got that. We also did a very main meal. Do you know the tuna? I haven't done it since I haven't eaten the tuna, the raw tuna, since we started, or since that first time I did the first recipe. Excuse me, because even that to me is heavy, but my husband and I this weekend, we're going to be going to the beach, and we're going to lay out on the beach, and we're going to the coast. And so I'm going to bring the tuna for that. So you see how you can play around and mix and match, and so I hope you see it. Okay, we're going to get started. So my husband was wonderful enough. If you have somebody in your house, I always say that can prep for you. Raw foods will then become a breeze because you're just putting things together. So these are the things that we're going to use in the recipe. I'm going to go over that first. We're going to use this beautiful chopped curly kale that my husband and I got from the farmer's market. We actually went to Raleigh's farmer market yesterday. I just want to show you what that kale looks like. I'm going to come a little closer. So this is what the kale comes with. So for those that are not familiar, I've seen it called curly kale. At the farmer's market, they just call it kale. Matter of fact, this one in the dino is the one they have the most, but this one is most popular. This is a hearty kale. This is why I like this one. I used to love the dino kale, and I still do, but when I do couscous salads or any salads, I use the curly kale. It just is heartier. You can, we destem them, is what this looks like, and then we cut it finely, or we chop it finely. My husband did that for me. You can chop it roughly. I think the curly kale, I would chop it kind of fine. And then you can actually, the stalk, you don't have to throw it out, or you don't have to even take it off the stalk. If you chop it fine enough, you can use the stalk as well, because as we know, lots of the vitamins and minerals are also definitely in the stalk. So don't throw it away, or say, what one person told me is I save a little bit, and what she does with the other stalk is she puts it in her smoothies, and you can do that as well. So you don't have to use the whole stalk, but some of it is okay. So all we did is take the curly kale, and we made it look like this beauty right here. So this is the first thing I'm going to do is, all right, that's the first ingredient. Let me do that. The next thing is, remember I showed you the couscous. So this is what you want to do with the couscous. It's very simple. Take any container and or bowl, right? Anyone. And put some couscous. You're going for probably maybe, you don't want more than a half a cup in your salad, and that might be too much. So I'm going to say a quarter cup, but we're going to play with it. You put the dry couscous that I showed you in a jar into a container, a bowl or something, and then you pour enough water to cover. That is it. You put some couscous, you can put a quarter cup or half a cup. You could even put a whole cup in so that you could actually save it for tomorrow and the next day if you wanted to make more and more couscous salads. I like to start small. This keeps for about 3 days in the refrigerator, then it will spoil. It doesn't take time to make it because the soaking time, you don't even have to cover it, but if you're going to leave it out, I just cover it so fruit flies won't get in it. And so you cover it or not, I really mean that, and you leave it on your counter for 5, 10, 15 minutes. If you go longer, that's fine. So I'll say about 15 minutes or less. It's going to be totally absorbed, the water, and soaked up, and the couscous will be nice and soft. So mine has been soaking for at least 15 minutes, if not longer. I'm just going to put it to the side until I'm ready to use it. So that's the other ingredient. The other thing that we're going to be using is olive oil. So olive oil, of course, this is a quarter cup. I'm telling you, I'm not going to use all this. This is a lot of olive oil, and I'm not going to use this for the salad. I'm going to make 3 salads today, so I'll use it for the other salads as well. But I'll tell you what I did with the olive oil already, and I think that I would love for you to do it because I think it really is helpful. I'm going to go over the ingredients, and then I will show you what I did. The next thing you're going to do is sea salt. So you're going to always to taste. No measurements today, as usual. Sea salt to taste. We like the pink Himalayan salt. It's like the good stuff I told you before. A little goes a long way, and we find that it's just much more tastier, which is also more healthier. We're also using chopped, finely chopped, or you can do thinly sliced. It depends on your preference, what you want it to look like, what presentation you want to give or to show to other folks. So finely chopped onions is a lot because we're doing 3 kale salads, and I may not still use all this, but I'll store it for later. So we're going to use some of those. The next thing we're using in this particular kale couscous salad is nicely sliced cucumbers. If you like yours thick or chunky, roughly chopped. I wanted mine very thin, and I wanted them more round, and I love them. So remember that all of this is locally grown. Cucumbers have the skin on it, and the skin has something called silica. And silica is great for the skin. It keeps your skin shiny and beautiful. Cucumber is also a great combination of fiber and water, because the fiber, of course, when you're eating the fruit itself, which cucumber is a fruit because it has seeds, it's going to help move the bowels, but then it's so rich in water. So even in places, I believe I read a book that said in Greece they actually call it water, and they actually eat cucumbers all day to hydrate themselves. Also, cucumbers can be added to your cold water. In the summertime, make beautiful pictures of cucumber water and drink it all day long. Very hydrating, very good for the skin, softens the skin, the whole bit. Cucumbers are in season in North Carolina. Obviously red onions are as well. The other thing that's in, I'm adding this for the first time this summer here. I've added radishes before to my salads, and I thought today would be a great thing to add a few radishes. This is really probably going to go in some of my other salads, but I think it actually is going to be really nice in the kale couscous. Radish is the spicy, so it actually burns toxins and mucus in your body. And radish is just adds that spice without having, if you don't really want to do hot peppers or crushed peppers, you could actually do radishes, so we're going to do that. Locally grown, and we got them at the farmer's market. Also, of course, if you're going to have onions, you want garlic, so my husband used the garlic presser. Did you use the garlic presser? Yes, and we love the garlic presser. I think I showed you the handy tool before, I know I did, and it's a wonderful tool to have if you don't have it. And I love the garlic presser, but you can also chop the garlic as well. And the last thing we're going to use is, these are all over the farmer's market. These are grape cherry tomatoes, and they are just all over. That's all I can say. They're delicious. I tend to like them. They're already small, because all I would do with the bigger one, I think they call them beef steaks. That's the one, beef steak tomatoes, that they sell at the farmer's market where we live, but you might have other ones. Get the tomatoes, the tomatoes definitely in season. I like them small because I'm going to keep them small. And I just love the way they taste, and they're easily handled. So let me tell you what I do. We're also going to do 2 herbs. So we're going to do fresh, we're going to do another herb, which is sage. We're going to do some dried sage, okay? Dried sage, I just want you to know that. You can get this from anywhere. I think I used this in one of my recipes before, but I don't remember. But dried sage, and then also we're going to use rosemary. I just picked this fresh rosemary that I just picked. I went outside our door, outside of where we live. There's lots of rosemary. I'm going to call them bushes, and they're all over the place, and they're fresh and delicious. And so I just picked these totally fresh. And let me just show you the sage. I'll go get it. Also, we're going to use some fresh sage. So this is what it looks like. And again, I'm going to actually grow some sage. Even while I live here in the apartment, I'll just grow it outside. Other people are doing it. So this is fresh sage. So what my husband does, he is a great chopper, like the best in the world. What my husband does is he cuts it down to it almost looks like a fine powder. So this here is the sage, that same fresh sage that I showed you. You can get it cut down like this. And then this is the rosemary. And he uses, you keep the stems on and all, right? Do you take the rosemary off, or do you take the rosemary off? Okay, so he takes the rosemary off and not the stem, but if you wanted to, you could. And that's what it looks like. If I need extra, I'll use it. So, just optional things that you want to use. This is called dulse seaweed. If you feel like you're not getting enough of your minerals, if you're feeling tired, or you want that extra salt without adding salt, but you want the benefits of having heavy metals pulled out your body, then you can use dulse. This is actually already crumbled. And I'll just show you some in my hand. It has a salty taste, and it's absolutely wonderful. And it's called dulse seaweed. I get this from Whole Foods. You can get the whole form where you'll have to break it up yourself. Or you can get it already chopped like it is now. So I may use this in this couscous. I usually add this later. What I do with something like this, if I was serving this for my family, I kind of leave it on the table, and if people wanted to put it on their individual salads, they could. So, because some people don't like the fishy taste, some people do. So I like it. Okay, so let me tell you what I do first, and you should always do this, okay, only when possible. It's not going to hurt you if you don't. Is what I love to do is I marinate the vegetables or the fruit. I put the tomatoes, the onions, the garlic, the cucumbers, olive oil, and then the 2 herbs, the fresh sage and the fresh rosemary. And if I could, I'll let it sit for a while, and it is, the flavors are so rich. Also, I add in a little sea salt in there as well. Like I said, a little bit of olive oil. So this was a 1/4 cup of olive oil, and then some vegetables. I may go back to the vegetables and add them in later, but at least that basic marinade is done. Real simple. Let's put it together. So the first thing we want to do is take the kale, which has been washed. Somebody asked me, and it was a good question, they asked me, what do I wash my vegetables in? I said just water. I don't use vegetable cleaners or soaps. These are organic vegetables. And they say that a lot of times when vegetarians and other people are missing the B12, is because that they're not really eating some of the dirt that actually the ground, the soil, let's call it soil, that the kale grows in is actually where the B12 is, and other important minerals that we're missing. And if a lot of us are having filtered water like spring water or purified water, then we're really not getting all of our nutrients. And so I just wash it with water, particularly if it's organic. I don't do non-organic vegetables, so I wouldn't recommend those, especially on some greens like kale. So what we're going to do is we're going to put enough in. I'm going to put a good amount because what we're going to do is massage this kale, they call it, with the olive oil. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Once you do that, it actually breaks down the kale, which is a good thing, but it makes it it makes this big batch seem very small. But why you do it is because it softens the kale enough to eat, especially the curly kale, which tends to be a little tougher, I find. But my husband did it so nice that I don't think we're going to have a problem with toughness. But anyway, we're going to pour some. What I do with olive oil is a fat, but it's a good fat. What I do still is, my husband and I find after making this for years that sometimes I still overdo it. You get both of your hands in there. What we find is we don't like it too oily. Remember, I'm still going to add that to it as well. So I only put, as you see, I didn't even use a quarter cup. So I use some of it, maybe a tablespoon. And all you do is just take your hands and you're just massaging it. And I used to go all the way in and you don't have to do all that. As it's actually breaking down or softening, even as we speak. As we start mixing ingredients, it'll break down more. As it sits or even stays refrigerated, it'll break down even more. So I just do that till all of it has that pretty shininess. So I want it to be shiny and pretty, and I'll do a little more. And because I'm making so many salads, I'm going to have extra left for sure, but it'll already be chopped, and I'll just store it nicely, and when I'm ready for another salad the next day, it'll be all ready. But basically, that's all you're doing. So when you're in the raw food kitchen, you're doing a lot of things with your hands, which is definitely raw, and it's the greatest way to feel your food, be connected to your food, and it really makes your food taste delicious. Just your energy and your food is so amazing. My mentor, Queen of Food, talks about when you're in your food this way, you want to think beautiful thoughts. Maybe you want to chant on or sing or hum a beautiful song. Don't cook or prepare foods when you're angry, upset, tired even. I was so exhausted this morning. I've been working very hard in a good way. It's not even hard, it's just giving it all. And I love it, but I was really tired and I had to take a 2-hour nap after I did my meditation. And my husband chopped up everything for me while I did that. So to have somebody else help you out in the kitchen as well. But I knew I didn't want to make the food being tired. It wouldn't turn out well. Tired food, that's exactly what it tastes like, tired. And we don't want tired food. So it's nicely oiled. And so what I'm going to do now is, actually, you know what, I think I'm going to do a paper towel just because I don't want to mess up my rags. I know they sound like rags, but my kitchen towels, I'll use that for something else. Okay, so now you see, nicely mixed together, right? I'm going to take the spatula and just kind of give it a little whirl. Then we're going to start adding the ingredients. So, first thing that I'm going to add is the dried sage. And I like to, it comes out, but it don't come out fast enough for me, so be careful if you do this. I want to, and yes, you might say dried sage and fresh sage. Yes, it just gives it another taste. I think the dried sage reminds me of kind of like when you have turkey on Thanksgiving, and that's the exact sage that you're using that's in the box. That's what this is. And this is actually just the fresh herbs or sage dried. So it's just a little added kind of texture to it to me as well, and flavor. So sometimes I do this. I like to put in each ingredient and then kind of toss it, and then I put in the next one. So I'm going to add the salt now. I may add a little bit of salt later, but I'm going to add a little salt now. Remember, I think measurements, that's nice. I think measurements are a suggestion because you know what you like. So you got to put in how much salt you want. Of course, us being black folks, being very careful, we're not overdoing the salt, but keeping it delicious for ourselves, especially if you have a good salt. So Now, because I already in here have the tomatoes, the garlic, the cucumbers, and the onions, I don't have to put it again unless I feel like I need it. But before I even add this, believe it or not, I like to add the couscous now, and I'll tell you why. Because the couscous, you're going to use your hands as well. And you're going to, first I'm going to sprinkle it on top. So this is a perfect consistency for me. I love it like this, kind of soft, but not mushy. If it's mushy, you probably put too much water. You can still use it, but you might not like it as much. So my husband even likes it. I think mine is even a little more mushy than he would have it. He likes his even a little drier. So everybody has their preference, and you'll find yours as you play with it. So I'm going to start tossing this now. If I was just making this, because I'm making 2 other more salads, if I was just making this by itself, I might even add more greens, believe it or not, and then therefore add more couscous, which I'm going to still add a little more couscous because I want to see it. So even if it's like, it looks like sprinkles, and you see we're tossing it better, so we're seeing it better, but I want to see it. So I'm going to just keep tossing because as you know, the couscous is going to fall to the bottom and most likely the middle of the bottom. And so you want to keep tossing till you see it. So I know I like more couscous, so I'm going to take it some more. I'm going to try to crumble as much as I can. And when you have it a little drier, it crumbles a lot easier, but you can always break it down. And then I'm going to keep that going. And I'm going to do it again. This taste here, I'm eating it every day. I know that's a lot, but I can't help it. There's definitely an addictive quality to this delicious kale couscous salad. I mean, it's like amazing. So I like my trusty spatula, although I have a salad tosser that I got years ago with the giraffe and the elephant. I love those. They're beautiful. They're great for serving. And I will use those at the end. Right now, I'm going to stop with the couscous because I can save the rest for tomorrow. For me, this is enough. I know if I put too much, I'll start feeling that bloated feeling. But this is a way to have grains so you get that sense, that satiated feeling of fullness without having it cooked. And because I have all those ingredients already in here and more olive oil, you don't need to add that again. I'm most likely, I'm going to see what this looks like once I've mixed it all together. And then what I'm going to do is scrape it because we want everything, no wasting. So we're going to do here, garlic is a great colon cleanser. Actually, olive oil is a great colon cleanser as well. So if you have constipation issues, this salad will free that up. And so, of course, I'm just tossing it and really mixing it. And then I'm going to taste it to see if I need anything else. Actually, this looks like enough. If I wanted to add more tomatoes, I might. If you wanted to add avocados, you might. But don't add avocados yet. I got an avocado salad. The next salad that's coming up is going to be an avocado salad. So don't add it to this one unless you want to make it. You know what? Let me say this. Once you see all 3 salads, then you can decide to use some of the same ingredients for other ones. Take them out, add, double it up, combine the salads. You'll see how it works. So this was very easy with the exception of you all cutting the fruits and vegetables, or the vegetables, we'll call them vegetables now. You can see how this was so easy. It is really, let me tell you, it's so flavorful. I taste the rosemary, I taste the sage. I would even add a little more salt, but I'm just tell you what else, a little more of the fresh vegetables. So I'm going to add, my husband knew what he was doing. I'm going to add the rosemary. I think I'm going to use most of it. And I'm going to add some sage back to it as well. I'm going to do that. I'm going to add all the rosemary. And I might come back for this sage. And actually, this one, babe, I'm going to leave out because I'm putting that bowl. Because I'm going to, my husband was passing me the bowls to put in the fridge. But this one is for eating. So I like to, when I know I'm going to eat, I leave this out. I'm going to try it again. I know no double dipping, but I'm the only one eating this. Okay. You know, the tomatoes, they are so in season. I keep telling my husband the tomatoes are just all that. So we don't have to waste this and it's not going to mess it up. We did use all of it. So we used all of the fresh sage, all of the fresh rosemary, and it is a delicious salad, y'all. It is a delicious salad. That's all that I could say. It's just off the chain. So we're going to use the other ingredients to make the other salad. I'm going to try it one more time. It's delicious. Well, we're going to do one more thing. I'm going to take this pretty bowl. Thank you, baby. It's one of my favorite bowls. So I mixed in the red one, but I serve out of this wooden one. Food just tastes better in wood or ceramic or clay. And I just love the way it looks on the table. And when I'm done, I'll show you the table. Let's straighten up a bit. Simple table for the salad. And that is that. I'm just going to show you, get a nice close-up on this beautiful salad in this beautiful wooden bowl. Imagine bringing this to your next picnic or barbecue. I know you're not going to be barbecuing, but your family might. And really offering this delicious salad. I think everyone will love it. Thank you, and stay tuned for the second salad. It's going to be an avocado salad. And I'll see you when I make the next salad. Blessings. All right, ladies. So welcome to our second kale salad for the day. In our third week of our 6-week training called What's for Dinner. So again, we're doing summer recipes. This is our third, and next week we'll have. Either I'm going to do beverages, or I'm going to do my famous raw potato salad, or something like that. And then I know the last week for sure is going to be the raw cheesecake. So those are the three things next: the beverages, the raw potato salad 1 week, the beverages 1 week, and then the cheesecake, which, oh my God, it's delicious. I think I might throw in an apple pie in that cheesecake one as well. Summer favorites, right? Okay, y'all, so today we're going to do this next salad. Our number 2 salad is called mashed avocado kale salad. And what we're going to use, of course, is avocado. So we're going to use 2 avocados. This is one that we split. We're going to use this one for the mashing. And then we're going to use, at the end, we're going to use another avocado, which my husband cubed for me. And that's just going to go on kind of as, you know, like a nice topping, but you're going to eat it, so it's not just a garnish. We're going to use some of the same ingredients we used before. We're going to use some red onions, not a lot, but we will use some. We're going to use the wonderful cucumbers. Again, if your mind should start thinking now, what else could you substitute? You could use bell peppers, whether they're orange, yellow, green, or red. So it's a really beautiful color, bell peppers as well. You can use scallions if you want in place of the onions. I'm going to, again, this time, I didn't put the radishes on the last one, but we're definitely going to put it on this one. And I'm also going to use tomatoes. Gotta have tomatoes in your salad. I mean, that's kind of, I think cucumbers, tomatoes is always a staple in salad. So we're going to also, of course, have that. Delicious garlic. I mean, garlic is good. It's antibacterial, antimicrobial, which means that it actually fights infection. It's actually wonderful. Keeps disease and colds and flus and all that stuff away. Mucus buster. We're going to use our wonderful, of course, pink Himalayan salt, and we're going to use this as a topping to go with the cubed avocados, which is just some red flame raisins. So, and of course, just a little oil, because we have a lot of oil that's already in the avocado, so we're going to use a little but not much, and you'll see how we do this. Also, we're going to, of course, use our same kale, the curly kale we used in the last one. We're going to work this kale out. So first thing we do, same thing we did before. You can do the kale finely chopped, or you can do the kale roughly chopped. It's up to you, bigger choppings, whatever you want. when I finish with this kale, we're going to actually store it in a glass Pyrex, which I know by now that that's what I love. And me and my husband are going to have salads for days, which in our house is not going to last that long because we're big salad eaters. My husband hasn't really got his salads on because I've been eating them all, so I'm glad he's going to be able to participate with me. So here we go. It's all chopped. It's in. I'll add a little more, and the last of it I'm going to use for the last salad, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Now I'm going to put a little olive oil. I'm going to put just a little, and I can add more later. Remember, the olive oil is just really to break it down, and we're going to do that first. I'm going to toss it. We'll do a little salt, Himalayan sea salt, pink Himalayan sea salt, to help break it down as well. And then I'm going to take my spatula, thank you, baby. Okay, and I'm just going to, we're going to do the same thing we always do. But can I have that spoon rest? I got plenty of them. Thank you. So my spoon rest is everything. That's on the spoon, spatula, everything. We're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to use our hands to get in here, and we're going to just massage the kale. So it's like a squeezing motion. We're just going to massage the kale. We're actually softening it up. We're going to be using extra virgin olive oil. I get my olive oil we get it from Costco. We like to buy the big container, which I'll show you in the end if I didn't already do it. I don't think I might in the last one, but I'll show you again. And so you just want to get that avocado, rather that oil, you want to get it in. Avocado so much, that's delicious. You can start right there. If you wanted the plainest salad, most simplest salad, if you were on vacation and traveling, all you could get was avocado, or maybe in your suitcase you brought some olive oil that was unopened and some sea salt, that would actually be a delicious salad by itself. Remember, there's always a way to stay raw. It doesn't have to be extravagant each and every time. So I think that is really nice. I tasted it. Its salt is perfect. The olive oil is lovely. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to get my hands dirty all over again. Well, it's not dirty, just soiled or oiled. Is we're going to take the avocado. Now, I can take a spoon and take it out, but this is so nice. This avocado is ready, actually. We got these from a place called Weaver's. It's a food court that we're about to join. And it's really ready, so it's nice and soft. So what you want to do is really mash the avocado. And guess what? You're going to mash it or massage it into your kale. You're going to keep doing that. This salad, do not underestimate the simplicity of it. It is delicious. And what you're doing is you really want it to be creamy. So it's a creamy, I call it a mashed avocado kale salad, but really it's a creamy avocado kale salad. And of course, I'm going to get the other piece because I want you to taste it. It's going to have a nice creamy consistency, almost like, I guess, if you were to use a ranch dressing. This is kind of the raw version of a creamy dressing, but you're massaging. You see how I'm even rubbing it through my fingers? It is so delicious. Avocado, again, great fatty acids. The oil, any kind of those oil foods are great for the skin. Avocado makes a great hair conditioner, brings back the shine. It makes it more, it strengthens the hair. So it'll do that even when you eat it internally. It'll do the same thing, but you can put it on top of the hair. And it's really delicious. So I'm going to go for the other one. And like I said, the raw food kitchen, you want to get messy. I would say that definitely with this, of course, you want to use an avocado that is already ready to be eaten the day you use it. So if you have to buy it first and let it sit, no problem. We picked these, and we picked these knowing we would use them today, so we picked them where they would have a day to be ready, or they might even been ready yesterday. One way to preserve your avocados, and my husband does a lot, and really kind of taught me, is to put them in the refrigerator. When you see them going kind of soft, or they're soft but you're not ready to use them that day, you want to put them in the refrigerator, and it will preserve or lengthen the time, will slow down the ripening process, basically. So you want to do that. Don't be afraid to get your hands in there. It's like your energy. And feed it to your family, so they're getting all your good energy. It creates a natural bond. And, you know, people, a lot of men or even family members that eat their wives or their mother's cooking. I was just laughing because I can tell you a story about that. They usually can't eat anybody else's. And people think it's the way she maybe puts her ingredients together, but really, especially when it's a raw food kitchen or even vegan, it's really what she puts in is her energy in it. And so, yeah, many of you might know a brother named, delicious. I'm going to put a little more salt, of course, we're going to put the rest of the stuff in it. Lennon Honor, I remember when we went to London together, we were doing a workshop with Brother Tahuti, and he always eats his wife, because his wife has a cookbooks, and she's a great vegan cook, raw cook, all of that. And every time we ate out at this delicious raw food / vegan restaurant. Everybody was doing well. The food was delicious. Leonard was thrown up. We ate another place. He threw up. He was thrown up on a plane. He said, I'm just so used to my wife's cooking. So my husband and I, we always kind of laugh at him because he can't really eat any other food but his wife cooking. But she put it up in there. So that's the thing. And that's a beautiful thing when you do something like that and have that kind of way. Of course, you want to be able to eat out if you have to. But the thing is, if you can, a lot of times I always find places, hotels, to always bring my own food, so I tend not to eat out when I go out to places. Although let me change that. I always find me a raw food, vegan place in the town that I'm going in, and I've never not found one. So that's a good thing. Even if it's just eating a salad at Whole Foods. So there's always a way. All right. So normally I would lick every one of my fingers, but I'm on camera, so I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of wipe my fingers off, my hands off, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Now this is delicious by itself, and I forgot to tell you the ingredient, but I'm going to put it in so then you'll know the ingredient. But of course, I'm going to add a little more salt and a few other ingredients to make it just absolutely perfect. So one of those ingredients is, this is the juice of 1 lemon. My husband squeezed for me already, so we're going to add that juice to it. I'm going to add only half of it for now because I got another recipe that I'm going to use it, so we'll see. But what I wanted to tell you, just in case I didn't show you, we use what we call a lemon squeezer. I guess it could be a lime squeezer as well. And you put the lemon, you chop the lemon in half, you put the lemon side down, so skin up, and you press. And that's how my husband was able to squeeze this. I just tell people about this. I know you might already know, but it's a great kitchen tool. You may say, oh, I don't really need that tool. Get it. You will actually love it and be very thankful you got it. So I added, so it was the juice of 1 lemon. So I basically added half of the juice of 1 lemon because I want to see how it tastes. You might not like it too tangy. Remember, I'm not really doing a recipe, so we're going to test it out first and see how that tastes. And this is just so pretty to me right now. And then I'm going to bake. Will you pass me a spoon so I could try it? So I like to kind of try it after every ingredient, more or less. Some people don't. Some people just put it all in and try it later and see what they need, but I want to make sure I'm going in the right direction. Seriously? Get good organic lemons because this lemon woke it up. I cannot believe we have not had this salad in so long. The salad is that good. Okay, I'm excited. Okay, the next thing we're going to put in is we're going to put in some of the garlic. So we're going to put in some of the pressed garlic. So that's good enough. That's going to be really garlicky. But I like garlic, and my husband does too. And we're going to mix that around. This salad you want to eat pretty quickly because avocado turns. It's just that simple. I might actually, what I think I'm going to do, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to put the kale couscous salad away, and we're going to have this one because it's more perishable. So we'll have this one first. So we got the garlic in there. I like to taste it. I don't really know what to say. That's how good it is. Okay. Oh my gosh. It's the lemon, y'all. The lemon wakes up the flavors. We're going to put a little bit of onions. I don't need too many, especially because I got a lot of onions in the other salad as well. So I just put about, I would say that was probably a tablespoon. A tablespoon of red onions. And again, you can use scallions or whatever. You can put more onions in if you like. But we're going to eat this one today, right now, in a minute. I was going to put that other one away. When we're done, we'll put it away. Okay, so we put the onions in. I may add more. I may add more onions. Test it again. Oh yeah. It's really nice. Okay. This is so good. I think we can start right here. No, actually, we're not going to start right here. But we're not, because it needs something wet. It needs those tomatoes is what it needs. So we're going to actually put the tomatoes in. The garlic is kicking. If you don't like a lot of garlic, don't use a lot of garlic. Okay. We're going to put in the first, we'll first put in the cucumbers. And then I'm just going to toss some more. Now another thing that I would have did and should have did, but everything was a little different. If I had to do this again, I would have marinated, of course, the vegetables. We're going to put in the tomatoes. But it's not necessary to. I mean, this is another way. This is kind of what I call more of a fresh California kind of way. I call it where it's just the food tastes, the way it comes is the way it tastes when you eat it. And you can eat the individual things. So this is not a bad thing to do. So, because once those cucumbers sit in there, it'll be more than enough. And it'll be very flavorful. And I'll make sure I'll add a little spice seasoning. It's just an extra seasoning that my husband and I use at times. Like, I'm going to taste it. It's nice. I would have definitely, well, I'm going to put that spice seasoning on it. You'll see that'll really wake it up. I'm going to add just a little more tomatoes. Let's get that going. Babe, if you could pass me the spike seasoning, you'll see it on the table. This one got salt, one got spike in it. So I'm just going to mix this around. I assure you, you will love this. And I'm going to take some spike seasoning. You can buy it at Whole Foods or any other health food store. It's just a combination of many dried herbs, and that's really all it is. But it really is flavorful. And so I'm going to put some spike on the salad. I'm going to toss that as well. I can smell that spike. That spike is good. I think it has like, I don't know, 30-something spices together, so really nice. Very nice. Last thing, I'm going to do a little more spike. And it has oregano, thyme, so many spices that I can't even name it. So I'm going to do a little more spike. This is a nice addition to the salad. And then I'm just going to add the last two ingredients for the toppings. And we've just made a creamy avocado kale salad. That is delicious. So what we're going to do now, we're going to put, just make it look pretty, we're going to put the cube kale in there. I'm sorry, the cube avocado. So you can kind of lay it there. This is where you do your beauty. Keep it pretty. And for those, if you're a real avocado lover, then this part is great. If you're not, you can skip this added addition to it, but avocados are so good for you. And the next and last thing I'm going to put is these raisins. Just for a little added sweetness to go with the tart, the sweet, the pungent. We'll just do a little raisins. If those people don't like raisins, you might want, my husband likes cranberries on his salad. I tend to like the raisins, but I will do cranberries. You could probably add some sunflower seeds if you wanted to. But we got another salad coming, so we can mix this around slightly. Kind of want to keep that avocado cubed. And I love this. Another thing that I'm going to add, just a tad bit, and I know my husband likes it as well, so is a little bit of the dulse seaweed. And really, I find dulse and avocado, can you pass me a little small spoon? I think that's what I did. Dulse and avocado really go well together, so I'm just going to see if there's any water. So I'm going to sprinkle a little dose, and also it makes it look pretty too. I'm going to sprinkle a little dose on there, maybe a little more. And now we have made our beautiful second salad. And I'm just going to give it a little whirl, not too much. Let it further marinate by itself. I'll have a little bit of a taste. Get an avocado in that spoonful. Get some tomato in there. What do I say? Let me just finish these off. Because I love me some raisins. And why waste? Okay, well, we'll leave a little. I may put the little extra ones in the other one. So ladies, here is the creamy kale, the creamy avocado kale salad. It is delicious and nutritious. Everything in it will do your body good. You will love it for the summer. Right now, I'm going to take a container. Actually, this one I'm going to actually probably eat. But we're going to chill all of the salads. And so basically, stay tuned for the next salad. It's a nutritional yeast salad. So if you're a person that loves cheese, but you know that you're a vegan now and you can't have cheese, you're going to love the next salad. Stay tuned. Peace and blessings. Thank you, ladies. So thank you for staying tuned. Now we are going to do our last and final salad. It's called a kale and avocado salad. My mentor, Mama Carmelita Taylor, gave it to me, but she gives the credit to a book called Living Raw, A Raw Food Journey by Zaka. And I believe she's a sister, a black Hebrew Israelite. I think she's out of Atlanta. I don't know if her books are still in print, but anyway, great recipe. This was the first recipe that Mama Carmelita, which is my mentor, my raw food teacher, first taught me, and this first recipe of raw foods that I think my husband actually kind of had like in his mind that it was a raw food, because he had salads before, but the combination of, and I'll tell you what we're using. We're using something called Nutritional yeast. You can find this at definitely Whole Foods, but any other health food store. I'm starting to see nutritional yeast. I saw it in Kroger's. So if you have a, what do you call it, how's it doing that mix? Anyway, if you have a Kroger's or a supermarket in your area, look for nutritional yeast. It may come in bulk, it may come in a jar, it may come in a paper bag, or you can do it any way, plastic bag, a container. It's called nutritional yeast. It gives the taste of like cheese. So if you're missing that kind of cheddar cheese consistency, this is a great alternative, and you will notice the difference in your salads. So this is something that we're going to be focused on. And these are the ingredients. Now I will be reading the recipe only because I haven't made this in a long time. I want to get it right. But I'll tell you the ingredients we're going to use. We're going to use, of course, the bunch of kale. And I'm going to actually finish this off and use all of it. So we're going to use the kale. And we're going to use the kale, again, thinly sliced. We're going to use 1 avocado diced, and this is for the end when we actually kind of garnish everything, although we'll be eating it. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of Bragg's liquid aminos, which is a soy sauce substitute. So I know it's supposed to be gluten-free and all that other stuff, and all-purpose seasoning. So it's funny. It's a natural soy sauce alternative, but it is from soy protein. But it is very delicious and good. So 2 tablespoons of that. We'll be using 1 fresh lemon, which of course is the juice of a lemon. So I saved the juice. Remember, I did a juice of a whole lemon, but I used half of it before. I want to use the other half in this recipe, which we know is going to wake up the salad. We're going to do 1/4 cup of virgin olive oil. Thank you. I guess it's been a long day. And the next thing we're going to do is 4 cloves of garlic, and we said minced, and you'll see how we use it. So we're just going to use the remaining of our garlic, and it'll be just fine. Of course, you can adjust and change it as you wish. So let's start with the first thing that we always do. We're going to use all of the kale now. So this is going in. So we got to use, I think I bought 4 bunches in total of kale from the farmer's market yesterday. So it's so nice to be able, I love using the vegetables and fruits that I get from the farmer's market the same day. It's nothing like buying them from the farmers and then at the same day making the recipes that day. It's amazing, and it does something to it, and it's just fresh. So of course it's going to be better. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to put this aside because the next thing that we want to do is, of course, you wash the kale, you cut the kale, you slice it into thin slices. What we're going to do now is, and we place it in a large bowl, and we're going to set it aside, which we already did. What we're about to do now is we're going to combine the extra virgin olive oil and the minced garlic in a smaller bowl. So here we are, we're going to do a glass bowl, and we're going to take the garlic, get all that good garlic, the last of it, and we're going to take the olive oil, the 1/4 cup, and then we're going to whisk it into somewhat of a paste. And so I'm going to do that. So I'm hoping that your day is absolutely great. You know, we actually film these demonstrations really sometimes 2 days before or a day before. So even though you'll be seeing it on Friday, today is a Thursday, like I was saying before, it is the 1 year anniversary, 1 year, 6-month anniversary of us moving to North Carolina and being here in this beautiful place, this little small town called Saxapaha, and we absolutely love it. After I finish this today, I'm going to go and do a live stream. For many of you, if you're not already a part of it, which I know, Tiffany, you actually are a part of it, we're doing this 21 days of return to the womb. It's the intensive that went from 3 hours to 21 days. And also it's preparing us for the wonderful camping trip that'll be happening from June 23rd to the 25th. It'll be in Eno River State Park in Durham, North Carolina. It is a 2.5-day camping trip, and it's going to be amazing. What I'm calling it is Return of the Sacred Womb Camping Retreat. Rejuvenation and relaxation, because that is what it's going to be. We're going to do a lot of the womb stuff we're doing here, but we're going to take it to another level because it's in person. But we're basically going to learn how to maintain it. One thing that we want to do in the retreat is talk about how did we get here? How did we get the womb issues in the first place? I think the 21-day intensive that I'm doing now virtually talks more about remedies and things that you could do in the baths and all the things that keep you healthy or get you disease-free. Really, that's what we're doing in the 21 days. But when we get to the retreat, we're talking about how to maintain that healthy life. Even for people that didn't take the intensive, we're still talking about how did you get there? That's where the womb healing really goes. What got us here in the first place, and how do we prevent it from ever coming back again? So I'm really excited about that, and I'm happy. Also, if you're watching this, and you will be actually on the perfect day, the last day to purchase the specials that I'm having is going to be tomorrow. So, or today, actually it's today, but if you're watching this, then it's tomorrow for you. And that's with all the specials. Remember, I had the 5-day flash sale, and it went to the whole month sale special, so that'll be over after June 1st. And so yes, I hope you got to participate. And yeah, so what we want to do is we want to get this to a somewhat of a paste. And I feel like it's very little pasty, so a little thick. I mean, you know, don't see it forever, but I want to just tell you, this smell is so delicious. It's just a combination, and everybody should know, the combination of garlic and olive oil. As you see in raw food recipes, those are your staples. I will tell you a few staples. Apple cider vinegar, I didn't do it. I got a salad that I do with apple cider vinegar, didn't do that one today. Bragg's liquid aminos, the soy sauce alternative, as they say. Olive oil, garlic, onions. I like red onions, but you can use many others. I always say toppings is always keeping some tomatoes around, some cucumbers around for sure, and avocado, if that's what you like. Those are definitely great toppings. And these are the kind of things that I buy every week, my husband and I, so we always have that on hand if we want something. Today I'm going to do something special. Even though next week I'm going to be focusing on 3 beverages, today I'm not going to really show you how I made beverages, but I'm going to show you the table. Remember, my husband and I, we have a very small table. It's really an outdoor table that we're using as our dining table until we get a bigger one. But I'm going to actually show you how to just a little bit make it up in an Afrocentric way. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you 2 beverages that I made, which is really simple. I had some of the cucumbers left over from the salad, if many of you probably know that I had some left over, so I made cucumber water, and it's chilling in the freezer. I also made a quick punch. I didn't know what, I just used what I had. I had some orange juice, fresh orange juice in the refrigerator, and I added blueberries, strawberries, and ginger root. And then I went outside, and there's some mint that was outside, and I went out and cut a piece of fresh mint. And so we're going to have some beverages as well. So when this is done, I'll show you our table where we're going to have the salad I'm picking for today is the avocado salad, the creamy avocado salad. But this is pretty much ready. It's creamy, and we are going to add it to it. So this is the deal. So this is what we want to do first. And we're going to, like I said, I'm going to go back to the recipe because I want to get it right. So we're going to have the liquid aminos, add the ingredients to the kale. So we're going to add the liquid aminos first, and the Bragg's liquid aminos was 2 tablespoons. So I'm hoping this is 2 tablespoons, though I do have more. I just didn't want to have to open another one, so we're going to see. So we're going to add 1 tablespoon. Yeah, this will be 2. We're going to add 1, sprinkle it all in, and then we're going to add 2. So this is more than 2. Sprinkle that in, and I will just add a little more. So that gives it a nice salty taste, and of course like a soy taste, but very pleasant. It mixes well with all the other ingredients. The next thing we're going to add is we're going to sprinkle the nutritional yeast over the greens. If you remember, it was 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. So I have my 1/4 cup right here. So I have the 1/4 cup, and so I'm going to just go get me some of this delicious nutritional yeast. This is one of my favorite things. You can sprinkle it on salads. This is used for the raw potato salad that I'm about to make you all one of these weeks soon. So we're just going to sprinkle that over the kale. This 1/4 cup again. And we're sprinkling that over the kale. Get it in good. This is so tasty. Really delicious. Okay, so we did that. So we sprinkled that over. The next thing that we're going to add, I'm sure is the paste. Okay, so the next thing, of course, what we're going to add, we're going to cut first, then we're going to add it. So we're going to pour the lemon juice over it as well. So we have our fresh lemon. I know that's just going to wake up this delicious salad. So we got the lemon in there as well. The next thing that we're going to do is, and then we're going to add the garlic paste, of course. So we're going to do that right now. We're going to add the wonderful garlic paste, get it all in there. And that's the garlic with the 1/4 cup of olive oil. So we're going to do that. I'm just going to get all that garlic, so I'm going to use my spatula, my rubber spatula, just to get it all out. If you don't have rubber spatulas, get it. You get all your ingredients. They're pretty expensive unless you're doing raw, and so you don't want to waste any of it. So you want to get it in there. So we're going to do that as well. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to mix well, which makes sense. So we're going to mix it well. And then we'll get a 1/4 cup really to a bunch of kale is usually more than enough. This olive oil will go a long way. In the beginning, when I used to make raw food, I used to put, I think, way too much olive oil in the food, not knowing how thick it was and how far it went. But now I know better. So this is such a tasty, delicious salad. It seems so simple, but it is so delicious. It really is. And so we're just going to keep, the smell right now is everything. Like I totally could have this one too now. Something I'll do too is once we store this in a glass Pyrex and put it in the fridge, and in the morning when I take it out or the afternoon whenever I eat it, what I like to do is let my salad sit at room temperature. I don't actually like a cold salad from the refrigerator, even in the summertime. I still want it room temperature. So that's something to remember before if you know you're going to have your salad at a certain time, maybe let's say 12 noon, maybe by 11:30, you might want to sit it out. Even 15 minutes will do. Now, one thing I've noticed though, if you're having your salad outdoors, and let's say you're sitting in the sun having lunch outdoors, the sun itself, just having the salad on a plate in the sun itself will warm it up nicely. So salads, and it will really distribute that olive oil. But if you could see this, it's already being distributed. This smell, I'm surprised my husband probably can't smell it from here. Oh, he can. It is that delicious and that good. All these wonderful fresh ingredients. If at all possible, if you buy the kale, if you can make it the same day you get it, or at least the next day, which we did, we bought it yesterday for today, you're going to really have a fresh kale salad that's going to last a very long time, or a little longer. Typically, I would say that I wouldn't have the salads for more than 3 days. So the day you make it and 2 others, and usually with a salad you will. Next time I'll show you how to. Actually, I'll do it before this video is over. I'm going to show you some containers, and you could get some containers as well. But when I show you the table, I'll have the containers that I have. It's called Fit and Fresh, I think. I get it all mixed up, but I think it's Fit and Fresh, and it's these Tupperware that actually have ice packs that are included, and you can actually put your salad in it, take the ice cubes or packs, and you'll see them. They clip right into the top of the Tupperware, the lid. You can take that with you, keep your salad at a cool temperature, because you know you might have it for the day, and put it in an insulated bag, which I'll be showing you as well. And great way to keep the salad until you're able to eat. Let's say you take the salad to lunch. Wonderful salad. So, because I want you to, if you make a whole thing of salad, but you have to work every day, I don't want you to have to rely on when you come home and have dinner. Maybe you won't get to dinner. You can actually take it to lunch with you. So this salad is really ready and delicious. I'm going to try. I'm going to add the toppings, which are just the 2. So you notice we did no Himalayan salt on this one. We didn't need to because we used the Bragg liquid aminos, and that is actually where the salt is. So let's see. Here we go. So I'm just going to try this. As soon as it touched my lips, I knew it was delicious. Hallelujah. That's all I can say. So it's cheesy, it's salty, it's garlicky, it's delicious. It's just delicious. And as it sits for a while, it will marinate even more, and it will just be off the chain. So I'm going to try it again. I know it tastes good, but So letting it sit, especially a salad like this, it's even better because it'll give it a chance to really break down. So, and we want that. So what we're going to do is just making sure that we're on task. So we can also decorate with tomato slices, which we're doing, and when avocado tomatoes are not in season, you can use other seasonal veggies as well. So we're going to put the beautiful tomatoes on it, and I'm going to put them all because we're not going to, this is the end. This is the end. You just mix that around. Tomatoes are so good for you. It has the lycopene, which is very good for your skin. Beautiful, healthy skin. Cancer prevention. So beautiful, beautiful. You got your salad, okay, we got our tomatoes in there. We're going to top it with the avocado. And we're going to have a kale avocado salad, different from the creamy kale salad, as you see, with nutritional yeast, olive oil, garlic, and then we topped it with tomatoes, and we're going to do also, and of course, liquid aminos, Bragg's for the salty taste. Now we're just going to top it with our wonderful avocados that we diced. And I promise you, you will be sneaking in the kitchen at night trying to get to this, because I remember doing that when I first made this, and it is such a lifesaver. You see all that avocado. Of course, you can put more or less. We have pretty large avocados. You can get a medium one, you can get a small. You can use half of the avocado, and that's a great way. But for those that are, want to do raw, and you want to stay raw, let's say you say, oh, I want to challenge myself and I want to do raw for a whole summer. The avocados are going to be the way you do it. That's why you see me focusing so much on avocados in the salad, because for some of you, that may be your meal for the day. You may have this salad all day long. For those that wanting to lose weight, this is a great way to do it. The avocados are fattening. When you're eating it like this, it's just providing a healthy fat, and so it's not an overkill. So I'm going to have my husband pass me a Tupperware. because I want to show you again what I stored in. I think I showed you before last week, but it doesn't hurt to continually show you that. And we're going to put this away, so I'm very excited for this recipe. I'm so glad I still had it. So again, thank you, babe. This is the large Pyrex. You can actually buy this whole thing in a set. It comes with the large ones, or some medium-sized one, and then smaller ones and round ones. You can also buy parts of them with different sizes separately. So I'm just going to put this in here. It smells so good. One thing I notice people, whether they're raw food eaters or cooked food eaters, what they notice about raw foods is the smell. Most people will come in this kitchen and say, what is that delicious smell? And it tastes as good as it smells. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you the table. I'm going to show you how I store or take my food to go. And then we are going to conclude. I'll see you in a minute. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Okay, ladies, thank you for staying to the end. I wanted to give you a little bonus. 2 things I told you that this would also be about Afrocentrically doing your table. So we're going to definitely talk about that in a minute. But what I really wanted to talk about first was this idea of taking your food to go. There's a great company. I got this in Delaware, this particular set, and it's actually 4 of these Tupperwares. And they come in really pretty colors. I love the pink, the purple, of course blue, and you probably could guess the next one is green. The company is called Fit Fresh. There's other ones that do it as well, and I guess their website is fitfresh.com. Again, I got it from Home Goods. It was either Home Goods or Hobby Lobby in Delaware. I was shopping with my husband's sisters, and they're really into home decor and shopping for, they like thrifting and all that good stuff. She was like, look, you know you have a special diet, and you know you like to bring your own food when you go to people's places, homes, wherever, outings, or even just for maybe a lunch, you going out to take yourself to lunch or bringing your food to lunch to work. And she said, why don't you get this set? It was very inexpensive, less than $10. It was 4 of them in the pack. And what I love about these is, what it does, it comes with is, so at night you can freeze these ice packs, in a sense. They click right in. So they have a little device here where they just click right in and they click right out. So you click it, you put your salad in, and then you just put it back on, and it will keep it cool. Not too cold either, just nicely cool. So by the time you have lunch, you'll be able to use them. So I've used mine. My husband and I went out to some of the state parks in North Carolina, and we love them. But of course, you can't just carry this in no regular bag, right? That's what my sister-in-law told me, and she was absolutely right. So the same store had these monogram bags. Again, Fit Fresh also has monogram bags. This is not a Fit Fresh. This one is absolutely wonderful. I love it. Let me see. I think this one is called, Home Essentials, I think. But you can get all kinds. Basically what it is, it's an insulated bag. So it's insulated so you can carry cool and or hot things in it. Not too hot, of course, but cool. Notice that all of these 4 containers fit in here. It has a wonderful zipper. And it has a nice little wooden kind of handles, which I think is great because, like she said, now you can show up looking all good and fashionly. And this one happened to be monogram. I got the G for Goodson, my last name. So I'm loving this bag and I'm loving this set. So I just wanted to give you that bonus tip for you ladies that are really wanting to stay raw. Again, if you notice, they all fit in perfectly. Unfortunately for me, for the set, they only have 2 of the ice cubes, but of course, you can order more. They always got you. So the ice cubes, I'm going to just kind of hand these to my husband, and he can put those back. And so then I'm going to wait for him to come back because I'm not going to stand up. I'm actually going to stay seated. And I just want to show you a little bit of the table because as soon as I'm done, my husband and I, we're going to sit down and eat. So very simple. This is a tiny table. I'll tell you, it's really an outdoor table, but we have a small space. So we put our table here. I got the Afrocentric fabric that I got from the fabric store in California. I took these very basic napkins, and I think I bought from Walmart. It was like so many in a set. And then what I did was I took some burlap that I received that I bought from the Dollar Tree, and glued a shell on it, a cowrie shell. And I did that for both, so we have our beautiful napkins. This is called, so we have our bowls that we already had. I wanted to bring out the summer bowls, so the stuff that's white or with pretty flowers. And then this would be, so let's say we have our salad in here, but we have like a main meal as well after our salad. So your main meal could be here. In this case, our main meal is our salad. And then I like to build. This is something here called a charger. You can get it from Michael's, Hobby Lobby, TJ Maxx, Home Goods, Ross. All of them have these things called chargers. You do not eat off these. They're really here for decorations. They come in wood type, all kinds of different colors. They're just really beautiful. Orange actually stimulates the appetite. It helps your food to digest better. So that's why I use it. And then, of course, underneath is a beautiful straw, if you will, placemat that I absolutely love. I think this is gorgeous. I think it's very Afrocentric. So I have my placemat. I have my charger. I have my plate for my main meal, because sticking with orange, got the orange plates from Dollar Tree as well. Most likely, my husband picked this up at Marshall's or Ross, probably Marshall's. And so this is it. And we have our simple forks. I have the beautiful coasters. I got this from Hobby Lobby for sure. 4 in the set. Wonderful, Afrocentric, the wood again. We bought the glasses from Dollar Tree, the paper straws also from Dollar Tree, which has our ice and mint in it. I cut some fresh mint, like I told you earlier, because we're going to have it with our beverages. This is the salad. This is the creamy avocado kale salad in the beautiful wooden bowl that we picked up from, I think it was Ross. My husband has the same setting on his side. Let me just tell you what we're having to drink. I took the extra cucumbers, like I told you. They were already sliced. I put them in a really beautiful pitcher. I put some nice well water, as this is, and I left it in the freezer to chill. We have ice, but also it's nice to have it already chilled. And then I quickly made what I had in the house, like I said. So I had, again, we got these carafes from Marshall's or Ross, one of the two, I think it was Ross. And basically it's just orange juice, fresh squeezed, strawberries, blueberries, ginger root, and also I'm going to take a little bit of the mint that I have left and just put it in, but we also have the mint in our glass. And so, ladies, I want to thank you for coming into my kitchen today. I hope you enjoyed our third installment of What's for Dinner, and a raw dinner at that. You all got this value for $97. When I put it back on the website, it will go back to $197. We're going to edit it, and we're going to add music to it. And so if you ever thought about purchasing it as a gift for your friends or family, it's a great way for somebody to learn how to do basic raw and to do it in the summertime when it's a lot easier. Well, I love you. We're hungry, and we have more work to do even after this. So I look forward to seeing you next Friday, and where we'll be talking about beverages, not any of these that you saw, but some other ones, and how you can whip up some great sweet teas that are not that are purely sweetened with either maple syrup or honey. That's good for you and natural in every way, and we'll do that next week. Love you all with all my heart. And I want to thank my husband Warren. He's the best. Peace, he says, and love you all with all my heart. This is Lisa Marie Goodson of the Blackberry Beauty Transformative Academy, Ancient African Wisdom and Healing for the Modern Sister. Peace and blessings.